Well, hello everyone. It is a Friday, July the 7th, 2023. I am Dale Delbridge, Benchmark Realty in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hoping that everyone had an eventless but happiness-full 4th of July. And today I went to do my regular work and peruse the website, and we have several charts have expired, so I've got to go edit that. So we're going to have a little shorter version of the status chat today. We're going to look at the jobs report. If you like this content, please go to CallDelToSell.com, find the tab that says on YouTube, click it, and it'll open up a page of QR codes. There you can use a smartphone to scan and get to the YouTube page, or you can just mouse over and click it on a PC. There you'll be able to subscribe to this little button over here and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when each Friday's blog has been uploaded. Thank you. So over here on the center panel we have our story for today. It is U.S. job data signals the anticipated economic slowdown. This is from Bloomberg. And of course the date is July the 7th, just today, because that's when our report was released. It says U.S. adds 209,000 jobs, trailing estimates. Jobs data solidifies Fed case for July rate hike. Sharp jump in unemployment among minorities. I think we can look at this and hit a couple of bullet points without having to go through it all. I'll post this story in the description of the status chat over on the YouTube page where you may find this. It says payrolls climbed by 209,000 in June, below economics forecast but still rising at a healthy clip. The unemployment rate fell to 3.6%. Average hourly earnings rose 4.4% on a year-to-year basis, up from 4.3% in May. The relatively strong job gains, coupled with re-acceleration of wages and the drop in unemployment, cements the case for a Fed hike this month. Now remember, last month when they gave us 1 month off, they said, well, we may have 2 more a year. Well, this one says at least one of those 2 is coming pretty darn soon. So we want to get our houses and major expenses bought and paid for. Now here it talks about minority women. You know they always got to go that way. Minority workers saw sharp gains in unemployment, with black workers in particular now seeing several months of weaker employment. Women overall had a strong month though, with the prime age participation rate reaching a fresh high. It means our ladies are getting older and working more. So what are we seeing? We're seeing some changes. A lot of this is going to fall around skill levels. Now, we don't talk about that very often, but the reality is even McDonald's is doing away with their order takers. They're going with an app. Everything is going with an app, and every app tends to remove someone from a job. Now, we look at Lowe's, Home Depot, how many of these checkout places, Kroger's, are releasing people who need jobs. They're people who work cash register. They're usable people in our participating job market, and they are often the first ones to go. So sharpen your knife. A sharp knife cuts taller grass. Stock futures fluctuated following the print and were mostly flat at the open yet, because they got to figure out what it all means. Yields initially dropped across the Treasury curve, with the 2-year now down 3 basis points, and the longer dated bonds at yields higher. The gauge of dollar strength has remained lower. Well, when you print all that money, that's just what it's going to do. So there's really no news. The only news is America is fighting like never before to keep employed, to keep working, to keep the bills paid, to keep the wolf back from the door. And all of that money and spending has caused an spike in inflation that we're fighting. And you know how do you cure inflation? With recession. And a stronger jobs market doesn't do it, but they increased the wages. So that goes against the low employment numbers, the lower than expected jobs. So it does look like we're going to get another rate sooner rather than later from the Fed, and we'll get right over into our numbers. Let's do it. Hello, I'm Del Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, CallDelToSell. That's 1 L in Del, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. Alrighty now, back in Studio K, we have for the week of 6/30, last week, 23, we had 17,552 opportunities in the Real Scout system. That was up over the previous period. That means more opportunities to purchase. We had 4315 in the under contract still showing. That actually decreased again for a period. We had 25% decreasing, which is the ratio between those two numbers, between the opportunities and the ones that they're holding out for additional showings. This week, 7/7/23, we had 17,568 opportunities. That increased slightly over the previous period, and we had 4194 in the under contract still showing. That was a decrease. What this week does is a repeat of the trend from last week, and we dropped down to 24% energy ratio. And as I let this graphics fade, I'll just point out in the last 3 weeks we went from 26 to 25 to 24% ratio between those two numbers, which are the opportunities you have to pay and to buy and to trade versus what ones we're still holding on to for one reason or another, still showing them. That number is decreasing slightly. The spread is getting smaller. So that's it for this weekend. We had to go fight the website and do some other stuff, and we'll have to cut it off here. I wish you a great and blessed weekend and hope everyone is happy and healthy, and we'll see you here next week. Thank you.